Now, the Pele protocol is something that is set up for your pre-round phasing, and it's your visualization, okay? So I was taught this today. Visualizing within your pre-round phase helps you gain more success. Because if you've been there before, you can do it again, okay? And why is it important to visualize? Why is it important to plan all this stuff? Because you have a plan. You go in with thinking about what you want to do next. For example, did you notice anything on the screen right now?
The two
Anything
ults,
in particular?
and that Omen is gone.
Omen's gone!
Yeah, I think it's been called
Hallelujah!
out.
It's a 5v4, right? This should be an easy win for us. That's the way we're going to look at this. How do we want to play against a 5v4? We don't have to do anything aggressive. We'll let them come to us, and we can decide what we want to do. Don't be greedy, exactly. Not to be greedy. So, once you acquire the information, once you assess, not guess, what that means is you press your tab key, you take a look at what they've got and what we need to worry about and be concerned about, you can now plan. Once you have your plan in place, you then do the Pele protocol. Now, Pele, one of the greatest football players or soccer players of all time, okay? And what he would do before every single game is he would clear out the locker room, because he was a star player at the time. He'd clear out the locker room. He would set up on the table a pillow. He would turn off all the lights, lie down on the pillow, and close his eyes and visualize scoring goals against his team that he was playing against. He would visualize every kick, every play he would make, and he would pretend he was in the moment from the future, but currently in the current mindset. Okay? Professional athletes do this all the time. You ever watch Tiger Woods golfing? He will do a pre-shot routine every single time, going through the same motions, 2 swings, then he looks off in the fairway, then he walks up to the tee, and then he hits the ball. And it's the same thing every single time, over and over and over again. You need to have that kind of mental. When you're going into a pre-round, you don't sit there and say, I wonder what the weather's like. Let me check my phone. I'm curious. Oh, it is 10:37 and blah, 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 blah. And this chick is texting me, right? You don't have time for that. Every second must be dedicated towards setting up, planning, and visualizing so that you're successful in the following round. That's the Pele protocol. Want to get coached? Join this Discord. We have free and paid coaching options. Can't wait to see you there. Enjoy the video.
First time for us.
First time for us. Okay, and you've been coached before by how many coaches now?
Just Wahujin. I've gone coached 3 times.
By Wahujin?
Yeah.
You were the bomb. Oh, I love these VODs. Dude, yes. Yes, you have to get crazy with the T. Yes. Oh, these are my favorite.
What were the big takeaways? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I came to him with Omen VODs, so the first note was to be more aggressive. I was basically the most passive Omen ever. Second time I came back to him, same thing, because I wasn't aggressive enough. Third time, I was aggressive enough, but then he told me to basically judge op more and start getting used to the double controller meta because of Clove coming out and seeing Clove so much in ranked.
He thinks there was going to be a double controller meta with Clove?
Oh, well, because I'm a controller player, so I'm always going to lock smokes, and then there's probably a Clove insta-lock. I've seen it a lot.
Fair enough,
So,
I would say that there's definitely no place for Clove in any current comp right now, but I'd be curious to see how a lot of teams will play it. And obviously in ranked, there's going to be a lot of Clove, so that's for sure.
Yeah, they're ranked notes for sure.
I 100% agree with the Wahujin on the aggressive Omen. The whole point of playing Omen is that you're basically a support entry if things go to shit, right? And you have so much flexibility on that agent. On Viper, there's a whole different can of worms basically there. You're kind of like a Sentinel controller, right? Your wall and your ability to use your wall or your orbs obviously hindering you staying alive. No different than if you have KJ and you're trying to keep yourself keep your utility alive as well. So there's definitely a little bit more of a pacing change. So why not continue playing Omen?
Well, I do play, I play Viper, Icebox, and Breeze, and then Omen everywhere else.
What sort of things do you feel you struggle with the most?
I feel really, I guess, uncomfortable with Viper utility. I don't, because I have a lot more hours on Omen. I picked her up recently, like an act ago or 2. So I feel like I don't really know. I feel uncomfortable managing the fuel and like getting impact out of the mollies and stuff, because I know that her util is really strong, one of the strongest in the game, but I don't feel like I use it, and I don't feel like I get the benefits of it that much. I feel like I just kind of shoot my way out most of the time.
Well, when you're playing in a ranked environment, the whole flow of the game is completely different, which I'm saying, like, you know, it's not a terrible idea to go into an Omen if you're feeling comfortable with that versus like, you know, if you're playing in our 10 mans, you're going to get used to that wall all the time because people are going to be asking for it, or you're going to be staging a retake. So the way that you want to think about using the wall is you're basically using it either for the retake or you're doing it for the side hold, one of the two. And you need to be able to conserve gas for both of them. So what happens is there's a push-pull. So let's say that you have a comp that you're playing against where the duelists are going in hard. They're diving in, right? They're sending in. That's the perfect time for you to be throwing that wall up to separate the duelist from their team, right? And this is actually what Wahujin is struggling with on Icebox, is that separation. So if you ever watched that Icebox game where he was diving in, I'm not sure if you saw it, he was completely separate from his team, and it was very easy for them to just easily isolate them. So there's a different pacing, and it's very, very push-pull, where you can see a lot of teams not even bothering running an entry duelist. So it's like they'll go in together, go 3, 2, 1, blast through the wall with flashes or whatever they're going to use. Usually it's a Sova drone for most of the time, but so that's what's going to happen here. So you're using gas for that, and then as soon as they get onto site, you basically have the time to take the gas down. And what you'll be doing is you'll be staging a retake to be able to take this section, which is all through here, once that wall goes back up. Once you have it, then the wall drops, and then you use it again for post plant. So that's usually the time for all of that. Does that make sense? Like so you have the initial to hold, and then you have the retake, and then you take it down once you've got the back site control, and then as soon as you guys go for the defuse, that's when you put it back up again. So you need to be able to gas and work with the gas on that particular. So it can be a little bit complicated. So if you're just use Omen, you could just like do what you normally do. Instead,
right, yeah, fair.
Right? Because there's a whole different layer to it.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you do here, what you call. And interesting that you didn't buy anything past a sheriff. What was the reason for this buy?
I had the sheriff from last round. I guess I just assumed. I guess Reina has a sheriff here too, but I try not to buy 5 guns. I try to make sure I have 4, just in case one of our teammates dies, then I can carry their gun in the next round. I probably should have just bought a Spectre or something.
Why a Spectre?
Spectre is my default. Only map I don't on buy rounds, anti-eco. Only map I don't do that on is Breeze. I buy a Bulldog.
Good. Okay, so you're halfway through because right now. One of the problems with diamond players and platinum players I see all the time is they autopilot, and it starts from the buy, right? I always ask, why did you buy this? What was the reason for it? And a lot of times they say, well, it's because it's my default buy, right? Or in my definition, it's because I buy this because. And if you buy because, a lot of the times you don't really have an intention, you don't have a plan. You don't have a visualization. You don't have a pre-round routine that you're following that makes you have some sort of plan or thought process to why you do certain things. You just do it. Maybe because you watched a pro player do it and you're like, okay, well, if they're doing it, I'm going to do it, without asking yourself the tough questions. Why do I need to do it? Right? So you have a perfect justification for having the sheriff because you carried it in the next round and you want to pick up someone else's gun. That's all fine. The thing is that you're starting to path this direction and you want to challenge with the jet. I'm not sure if this was planned. Let me go back and listen to it.
I don't believe it was.
You kind of just went with the flow on this one.
Yeah.
So now when you haven't planned clearly, because if you were to go with jet and say, let's challenge mid together, you probably would have bought a different weapon, right? You would have challenged this with maybe a Bulldog from Boiler, or you would have, as you said, a Spectre pushing down this way and he's distracting for you, right? And now you've got a plan in place. But now we're kind of just going with the flow. And this is a really dangerous place to be because we're just doing things because, right? It goes back to that definition. It's like, oh, I'll push down tube this time, right? There's no real plan behind it. There's no conversation with Jet saying, hey, Jet, do you plan on pushing down mid this round? Great, I'm going to support you through tube. I'm going to flank. I'm going to push right down. Are you ready to fight this? Perfect, I'm going down. 3, 2, 1. Right? Like, those are the conversations that you want to invite your jet to have. Even if they don't say anything, which is going to happen sometimes, you at least give them the opportunity to voice their opinion on the plan. The one thing I'm going to say to you is you're fine with this thought process, and I think it's great. And Wahujin might disagree with me on this, but I always say at this rank, and even in pretty much all ranks, keep the game as simple as you can. The protocol is KISS. Okay, I was taught this way, it should be just KIS, but they taught me keep it simple, stupid when I was younger, so I use the same thing. Keep it simple, stupid, right? So keep it simple. What do you need to do, or what do you need to buy to win this round easily? It should be anything that upgrades past what they have. This is like a simple Counter-Strike fundamental. Always buy ahead of your opponent so you have the advantage. There's no sense in going into a fight that potentially could be 50-50 because you have a sheriff and they bought a sheriff. You know what I mean? Especially in a round that you just earned it.
10 seconds left.
Nice.
Poison's off. Last player standing.
Too bad.
Yeah.
So here's where I would have had a conversation with my other Reyna here. It's like, can you play to live? Can you play to live? So what you would do is you would do what you just did there. Okay, this is your win condition. Take that out. And then once you get to the point where you know that's gone, I would start charging the bomb and try to challenge. This is you didn't have a good time? Or...
I joined kind of late. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think about how I want to teach this to you because you're overdoing it a bit here. You're overcooking your movement. So you hear something up here and your brain says, go kill that son of a bitch. And immediately I'm looking at the top of the screen and I'm seeing a 5v4 situation. I'm thinking, how do I kill this time? I guess my question for you is, how do you win a round on defense?
Stopping them from planning.
And interesting that you say it like that. So what would that mean that you're trying to do? If they can't plant the bomb, that means they have ran out of
time.
You got it. Everyone says,
Yeah.
"Oh, can I see your credentials? You play so passive." Like, dude, I just play logically. Like it's like I'm so averse from the other coaches. The other coaches like, how do I crosshair place this better so I can kill 5 of these people? It's like, I'm thinking about, how do I put my feet up and spawn right now and book a vacation in Mexico and just win the round doing nothing? Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, I guess I'm the Miyagi of the whole coaching community. I don't know what it is, but I play on time, right? So I'm thinking, you hear people over here and they're looking for a frag. They're looking for something to even you out. So you're actually giving them exactly what they want. What I would have preferred to see you do. I kind of like you right here and just watching this cross, right? Because if they're coming this way close, you're going to hear them coming up. You don't expose yourself to an awkward angle and you have this right here. Now on top of that, you don't even have to be here right now because they've been moved into sight and it's a 5v4. So it's not like we're in a rush. So mid is still a risk at this point. So I would probably be focusing on mid, maybe mid boiler, and these guys should definitely get the site at this point. There's no sense. What you can be doing right now is thinking about layering your mollies towards the default and being in a spot where you can access mid and not overextend into this fight that is completely unnecessary in a 4v4. They need to make the next move. Whenever they're down numbers, I want you to think they're the ones that have to do something to get back into this round. I don't need to look for anything. Okay. And honestly, you can get to Immortal with that mindset very, very easily, right? I have this one student that I'm working with in Premium, and I told him, like, man, you're a really great fragger. Here's what I want you not to do. Or here's what I want you to start doing. Stop fragging. He's like, what? Yeah, stop going for them. Because I literally watched 5 or 6 rounds now where you gotten amazing kills, but they had 0 impact. And then you died afterward. And then you left your team. You left Bill from accounting to clutch the round. And he's lost every fucking round. I want you to live. Right? It's just it goes back to that same protocol, man. Just keep the game simple. Keep the game so simple right now. He does want it. He's getting something. Exactly. What do you mean he doesn't want it?
It's a kind of joke we have. Whenever someone like dodges Premiere or something, we just say he doesn't want it. But
did we lose this last round? Okay, we lost last round. Okay, I didn't see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have that gun. Okay, so your problem happened earlier. Let's find out. Where did it go wrong? Where did we go wrong, chat? It's gonna be right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, man, rounds are won and lost in buy phase. I swear to God. All right, I got homework for you. Learn how to throw this wall so that it's like boom, 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 thrown in it's like half of a second. That's the first thing, because that's killing you right now.
Okay.
What's the point of this orb?
It's to pop. If they try to plant B, I can molly.
Okay. Does your wall have to be across A every single round?
I default it. I can probably. I don't have any other walls for defense side. I can probably get a funny eco wall, but yeah, that's all I have prepped.
It's not wrong to throw the wall up every single time. What I'm thinking about is we're on eco. What could we do to maybe be more aggressive? Instead of throwing the basic wall, you could try doing this. Okay? And now with this, actually, this is not bad. With this, you can be aggressive through it if you wanted to and fight this way, right? So if they're going to go through, they have to now clear this line, then clear here. Like, you can be aggressive like that, and sometimes you can just throw it that way. Especially if you're going to be buying a shorty and you want to enable yourself through the shorty, and maybe you want to enable some tool duelists. Is like, hey, how do you guys feel about fighting through pipes and fighting through this on our eco? Why not? You could also just run up this ramp and then throw it like this. It's the same thing. And then just go, right? Just go and get to that position. Now, you had a set orb that lands, I think, here, right? Something like that?
A little closer to, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it lands there. Doesn't necessarily have to go here either, because you're going to be on eco. So it's not like you're playing to defend the site with long-range weapons. You want them to come to you. Why not go and run up to this spot and then throw an orb down here, right at the stop, and then open it up and have your shorty, and they'll play in that smoke. And then see if they're coming. If you don't hear anything, you just start rotating or you start flanking right away. This is where my mindset goes. Because you're on eco, why throw something traditional when you can be something more aggressive like that? You see where I'm kind of going with that?
Yeah, no, that's fair for sure.
Okay. Because you're on the eco round, you need to generate something. So you actually do that to a degree with this. You set up a trap with your shorty, you get 1 kill. But you guys are also disconnected in terms of the plan because you didn't say anything at the beginning of the round. Imagine if you had KO ready with a flash right here, and you're sitting here with your shorty, and he throws a flash and you pop out, and you kill like 3 of them. That's where I'm seeing this. It's like, what can we possibly do with the utility we have? And do we have to be throwing the traditional walls and stuff like that? Or is there ways that we can work around it? And I guarantee you, in the rank that you're in right now, if you throw that aggressive wall, they're not going to expect it. They're going to run right into you, and you're going to kill them all. Would you agree that this round is... sorry to cut you off on this. Would you agree that this round is very important to win?
Yeah. No, it's our buy round. We just saved. We need this round.
What's your plan with your ult? Why not pop it right away once you got it? Why not go towards B and pop it towards B main? Why not do what you're going to do and pop it on top of 410? Take a look at this. If we lose this round, are we going to be on eco?
Yeah, we will be.
Yeah. So we must win. Must win. Okay. Another common problem I see at this rank is students will hold on to their ult for the entire half. And I will say that you are losing value. It's kind of like putting your money into a bank account, okay? And you don't get any return at all. Nothing. It just sits there. Well, there's a thing called inflation, okay? Inflation makes the value of your money shit over time. So you're actually losing money by just sitting in your bank account with it not being invested, right? I'm giving you financial advice now, kids. Pay attention, right? Well, that's what's happening right now to your Viper ult. If you sit on this the entire half, right, and you use it on the last round, you could have had probably 2 more Viper ults, maybe 1 for sure. Probably 1, but possibly 2. So you're losing value on having that, right?
Yeah, for sure. After this round, I probably would have had 2 if I used it, actually.
I want to see if you use it. Okay, it looks like you did. When did you use it? I was going to make a gamble. See if you actually used it at the half.
Yeah.
And then my Bozo teammates are dying all around me, and it's a 3v5, and they're probably full setting in A. Why not use it right now? Right? Yeah. Why not pop it like right here and cover the entire site, and then start playing some deathmatch inside my ult, right?
Yeah.
So that was where my mindset was on this. Great kill, beautiful, love that. I still would be popping my ults. Get the fuck out of here. This is gonna be an ace. No way. Oh my 1v1. No way. Come on, stop throwing. I think you saw him to the right, didn't you? Yeah, no, I think it was a gun. Okay, I think I'm just seeing shit. Maybe. No, okay, I didn't see him.
Alright.
He's gotta be close though.
Yeah. My cost placement's kind of easy.
Yeah. Okay, I think I did see him, honestly. I don't know where I did, but I think I did, because I think he wrapped. I think he went this way. I think he wrapped it, eh?
One close man, going to. This is just a bad fight.
Oh, Walrus! What was that?
Okay, so what I usually do at the start of these rounds is
I hope you
jump
don't
across this gap. And I'll just hope I don't get 1 tap. And
alright.
Yeah, I don't know.
In this game, as my good friend, the real Slim Shady used to tell me, when I helped him write his song because I'm that old. He said you only got one shot. Do not miss your chance, right? You had your one shot. You saw him. You saw legs. I saw a pair of legs. You said, okay, there's a person there. You can't sit here anymore. If this is tens, he does exactly what this diamond or platinum player did to you and one taps you. You only get one chance to shoot at someone, and when you come back here, you're like, oh, you see one close mid? You're just giving him the gift at that point. And here's the thing. I have a theory about Valorant players. Everyone in chat knows all about this one. I need to get a cat protocol emote. I think I had one at one point. Do I have a cat protocol emote? Do I still have it? I don't think I have it anymore. Let's see, where are the... Oh, there they are. Cat protocols. Here they are. Cat protocol emotes. Anytime I do a cat protocol, you guys can throw this in here. So, do you have a cat at home by any chance?
I do not.
Okay. You ever shined a laser at a cat?
No, but I see what they do.
They
How the
chase
cats
after
react.
it, right? They go after it. Exactly. They go after that laser. Well, Valorant players are like cats. Okay? When a person sees an opportunity for a frag, they think, ooh, there's the laser, and I'm going to go after it. Without even any, like, think or thought of their own well-being, right? They just go for it. So as soon as they see you, you can basically say, 3, 2, 1, this guy's going to swing me. Every single time. And the lower rank you go, the more obvious it is it's going to happen. This is why shoulder peeking is so good, especially in ranked environments, because you can just bait these kids to just fall into your trap over and over again. I show a shoulder, they go, oh, there's someone there, right? And what happens is they will pull their crosshair close to the wall. And this is why Ferrari peaks work so well, because after you've done that and you show the shoulder, like, hey, I'm over here, you go wide swing on them, and they have to now flick. And when you make someone flick, they miss. When you put someone under pressure, they usually crumble, especially at this rank.
That top two.
If your plan was to be aggressive here, who could enable you to do this?
Reyna could flash.
Your Reyna could flash, and so could your KO.
And my KO, yeah.
If your plan was to go and attack mid, why didn't we invite one of those guys to get some free assists for us, right? Why didn't we have KO go to this position and toss a flash right to here that would line of sight and hit everyone here and allow us to get free kills? You know why? Because you didn't suggest an idea at the beginning of the round. You just did something because. This is the difference between where you're at and how you can get higher up in rank, right? So if you ever have those moments where your heart starts racing, like a clutch or whatever, you can learn to control that through good diaphragmatic breathing. So pressure can reduce significantly when you're taking a fight like this, for example, okay? So instead of going in here, just willy-nilly cross replacing this and walking into the fight, you'd go, and you peek out, boom, preparing yourself, knowing that fight's coming up, okay?
Right.
Now, in terms of the fight and why you lost it, watch what you do. You walk out into it. You walk into it, right? This is close enough that you can do 2 steps and you can shadow peek, right? You can shadow step. There's no sense in not shadow stepping here. Maximize your advantage. Take your time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Lower the heart rate. Swing. Okay, and this is something that you can practice in deathmatch. You got to do it for repetitions over and over again. Remember, in deathmatch, you get like about 40 gunfights per deathmatch. And at max, maybe it'll be 10 minutes a game, right? So you're getting a shit ton of repetitions where you can practice this mindfully over and over and over again until it becomes muscle memory. I love this wall. See, this is a mindful wall for Nico.
Actually, this is my B default for the rest of the game. Well,
it's a good wall for Nico though, the way that you used it to path up.
oh,
So I love that. You should communicate that you have B right now.
They're gonna be
Yeah.
mad.
I have B. Like, be repetitive here. All these times, you know you're going to take a fight because you're aggressing into negative, or to, not negative territory, but enemy territory here, right? So this is where the breathing needs to come in, where you really regulate that. Take a deep exhale out and just know that you're going to be taking a fight. It's very, very likely you're taking a fight, right?
Red. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, my lord.
Yeah.
Oh, my lord.
It's not aware, I guess.
That's just wrong. Man, that's just wrong. I don't like the ult here at all.
Oh, 'cause
Why don't I
Killjoy
like
can just
it?
help me out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a hard counter for you. Neon's in the ult when she's up close. You're like, sliding, I can't shoot her, right? So like she can just like traverse in there. I don't really know. I really don't know. I don't think this is the time to do it. On top of that, it is a 4v3 situation, and they would love it very much so to get nice, close, ugly fights with you to generate something. So with that being in mind, had you not gone for the ult, where would you go?
Personally, tried to group up with like Reyna or KO, but yeah, I think yellow is probably safer just to fight snowman.
I think you just win the round from yellow, and if things go wrong, you can always fall back and use your 2 molly lineups, which you probably can't do over here. But if you had molly lineups, you could. So I think yellow is the best spot. What are your top takeaways from today so far?
Firstly, I need to switch up my walls and orbs, especially on eco. Maybe do something crazier. So yeah, basically get crazier on our ecos. I need to communicate plans more, have a plan, visualize. You said need to, if my teammate's not there, I must be aware of threats, especially when you have man advantage and stuff like that. They're going to be looking for lurks or multi-kills.
This is, if there's any further clarity on why you need to be aware when your players aren't there, when your teammates aren't there. For example, your teammates aren't there, okay? They haven't seen pipes. They haven't seen the walk up over here. Right, so we need to be ready for this gunfight. Wow! It's almost like I've watched this VOD before!
Oh my god, you pre-watched it.
It's almost like I didn't watch this VOD before.